Welcome all. Good morning. Welcome to this Banking Quest webinar. I am Shreya. I'm Vice President at Banking Quest. For those who don't know us, we are India's premier IIBF accredited EdTech platform. We've trained over more than 5 lakh banking professionals across country, and we worked with some major banks like Union Bank, HDFC, Bandhan, State Bank, etc. So today's session on cross-selling and upselling is something every banker needs to master. Whether you're at a branch, in sales, in relationship management. So by the end of this hour, you look at every customer interaction differently. Now, this webinar is 1 hour long. We'll try to compact all the topics, all the important points in this 1 hour. So now, as today's topic is cross-selling and upselling of banks' products, now let's start with the basics first. Look at the center of this diagram. That's you. That's your bank. Now look around. You're surrounded. So 10 years ago, who was your competition? Maybe 2, 3 other banks in your area, in your neighborhood. But today, Paytm is giving loans. PhonePe is offering insurance. Flipkart has a credit line. Even your local kirana store has a QR code. So ये सब आपके customer को चुरा रहे हैं and basically one product at a time. Now here's the reality check. If a customer walks into your branch for just a savings account and walks out with just a savings account, you've already lost. Because tomorrow Paytm will offer them a personal loan and they'll take it. So that's why we are here today, to make sure no customer leaves without knowing everything you can do for them, right? So now let me tell you my favorite sales story. It's a very old, very simple story. Now there was a British shoe company that wanted to expand to Africa. Okay, so they sent 2 salesmen to check the market in Africa. The first salesman comes back and he writes his report. Okay, now he says, sir, nobody wears shoes here. No, there's no market. Don't waste your money. यहाँ तो कोई जूते पहनता ही नहीं है. And then the second salesman comes back and he writes his report. And what does he say? He says, sir, nobody wears shoes there. It's a huge opportunity. Everyone is a potential customer. Now, same country, same people, same facts. Now, first came with disappointment and the second came with excitement. So what is the difference? Difference is the attitude. No one saw a problem. One saw a problem and one saw potential. Now think about your bank, your branch. Let's say a farmer walks in. Now one banker may think this person won't benefit me in any way. They have low balance account. It's a waste of time. Now another banker may think of crop loan, tractor loan, insurance, gold loan. There's so much potential. So you have to really think, which banker are you? Now, attitude makes all the difference in marketing, right? Okay. Moving on. Now, what is marketing? Now, everything that you see on the screen, these are textbook definitions. Now, let me make them practical for you. American Marketing Association says marketing moves goods from producer to consumer. Now, that's a very simple and straightforward definition. A British Institute adds on one critical word. What is that? It says profitably. So you're not doing charity, you have to make profits. But Philip Kotler, who's a master in marketing, Dr. Philip Kotler's definition is what I want you to remember. Science and art of creating value. Now, here what this means in banking. Marketing is not standing outside with pamphlets. Marketing is not calling customers to meet targets at your month end. Marketing is understanding that the lady who comes for a fixed deposit might be saving for her daughter's wedding and she needs a gold loan, a wedding insurance, maybe even a home loan. So you're not selling products, you're solving life problems. And that is what marketing in banking sounds like. Okay. So now there is a mindset shift I want you to make today. Now, what is the selling mindset? It says I have 10 credit card targets this month. How can I convince a customer to get a credit card? What does marketing mindset say? It says, who among my customers would actually benefit from a credit card? Now you see the difference. Selling is it sounds pushy. Sir, please ले लो. मेरा target है. आप ले लो. एक credit card अच्छा होगा. But marketing is actually pull. Sir, I noticed you travel frequently for business. Maybe you can take this card. This gives you free airport lounge access every time you travel. And then you can maybe also pitch in travel insurance. And you can ask them, would that help? Now, the slide here very clearly mentions seller's market to buyer's market. Now, let me explain that also. See, earlier customers came to you because they needed a bank. They didn't have options. You were basically doing them a favor. But today they have 50 options. They're doing you a favor by choosing your bank. And this changes everything. You can't push anymore. You have to genuinely help, right? Okay. Now, what is meant by marketing in banking? Let me simplify this definition with a very, very basic example. Now, a customer wants a home loan. Basic banker would give them the loan and say goodbye. Okay, this is your loan. All right. Now, what does marketing oriented banker thinks? Now he'll think, okay, this customer needs home insurance. So what if something happens to the house? He may need life insurance. Now, what if something happens to him? Who pays the EMI? Now, his salary account should be with us. Maybe his wife needs a joint account. Maybe he need a minors account. So basically, with one customer, a marketing-oriented banker would think of 5 products. It's same effort, but 5 times the result. Now that's banking marketing, solving the complete financial need and not just one that they asked for, and doing it better than the HDFC guy down the road who's trying to poach your customer, right? So it's more about solving a whole problem statement instead of just providing one solution. Okay. Now, if you look at the slide, it shows 2 categories. There's core products and then there's third-party products. You already know these. Now, let me tell you what's not on the list but should be. Now, if you look at the bottom, we've very clearly mentioned trust, faith, and confidence. This is your real product. Think about it. Why does someone put their life savings in your bank? They could keep cash at home, they could keep buy gold, they could buy some other assets. They trust that their money is safe with you. Why does someone take a loan from you at 12% when a money lender, offers cash immediately? They trust your terms won't change. There's no hidden threat. So every time you behave unprofessionally, delay a service, missell a product, you're damaging this trust. And here's the thing about trust. It takes years to build. It takes seconds to destroy and forever to repair. So yes, sell deposits and loans, but never forget, you're really in the business of trust. And that trust takes many, many years of effort. So let's move to the main topic, which is cross-selling. So what is cross-selling? It is selling something, in layman terms, it is selling something additional to someone who's already buying. So why is this so powerful? Let me explain. Now, getting a new customer to trust you is very hard. They don't know you. They are skeptical. You have to convince them, right? But when someone's, already buying, they've already decided to trust you. Now the hard work is done. It's like if someone is already at your shop buying a shirt and asking, and basically you're asking, would you like some matching pants? That is easy. Going to their house and convincing them to buy pants is hard. So cross-selling is smart because you're working with warm customers. You're not working with cold strangers. Now, I'll take an example of an experience that I think all of us in this call have already experienced. So you walk into McDonald's and you say, "Can I get one McAloo tikki, please?" What do they immediately say? They ask you, would you like some fries and Coke with that? It's only 50 rupees extra for the meal. Now, notice what they did. They didn't wait for you to ask. They suggested something that goes with your order. They made it sound like a good deal. They weren't pushy. It was just a polite question. And honestly, half the time you say yes because fries do go well with the burgers, right? Now imagine in your bank, in your branch, customer opens a savings account. And you don't just say, like, you shouldn't just say thank you. You don't just entertain the next customer right then. तो आप यूजुअली क्या पूछते हैं? बोलते सर आपका डेबिट कार्ड भी एक्टिवेट कर दे क्या? हम एटीएम से भी आपका एटीएम से विड्रॉल फ्री हो जाएगा, आपकी मोबाइल बैंकिंग भी सेटअप कर देते हैं, 2 मिनट लगेंगे, आप घर से बैंक बैलेंस चेक कर सकते हैं. नाउ दिस इज सेम concept in different industry, and this can again give you a massive result. Now, upselling is different. Now, pay attention here. Now, same McDonald's, now you've agreed to the meal. You're going for a meal. Now, they ask you, sir, 20 रुपए extra में आपके fries large हो जाएंगे. आपकी Coke भी large कर दे क्या? Now, you're not adding a new product. You're upgrading the same product to a better version. Now, similar things happen in banking also. Now, let's say customer comes to you and they want basic savings account. You sometimes suggest them premium account with higher interest, free checkbook, lower minimum balance. Now, let's say a customer wants a 5 lakh home loan. तो आप बोल सकते हैं सर आप तो 7 लाख के लिए भी एलिजिबल हो, एक्स्ट्रा रूम बना लो थोड़ा लोन के लिए. Now, customer wants a classic credit card. Now, you can show them gold card with better rewards, right? So, helping them get more value, and this way the bank gets more business. Now, it's a win-win situation. So that is how upselling looks like. Now, this visual on the screen makes it very clear. So, आप left में देख सकते हैं, there's cross-selling, which is burger plus fries plus juice or Coke. Now, these are different items that complement each other. Now, if you look on the right side, which is upselling, where you are upgrading regular watch to a smart watch. Now, it's the same category, but premium version. So, now in layman terms, cross-sell is basically, sir, ye bhi le lo, right? And upselling is, aap isse better wala le lo. So, every time you have a customer, we should try and do both, every single customer interaction. Okay. Now, let me give you a banking scenario to cement this. Now, customer comes for a car loan. Now, let's look at the cross-selling opportunities. What could be the cross-selling opportunities here? You can pitch in for a car insurance, maybe a personal accident cover, fuel credit card with cashback, fast tag for toll payments. Now, these could all be your cross-selling opportunities. Now, what would be the upselling opportunities linked to a car loan? It could be higher loan amount for better car model, longer tenure with lower AMI, top-up loan for accessories. Now, see how one customer becomes 5 products. That's the power of thinking beyond the immediate request. So you can actually think through how you can upsell and cross-sell in that one interaction itself. I think through a lot of these examples, we already know difference between cross-selling and upselling, and I'm sure audience here is already aware of it. So I'll just like to give a small example here, tell you about a fact. So, Amazon's recommendation engine drives about 35% of their overall sales. So that's a big number. So it's just by, putting statements like, okay, what are the frequently bought products? Then how do you compare with similar items? Let's say when you put anything in your cart or you're looking for an item on Amazon, they give you a lot of these recommendations. So similarly, we can build this habit of always suggesting something more. Of course, firstly, like we need to address a customer's problem first, and then we see how those products fit in their life, and only if they add value to their life is when we recommend those products. Now, there are some golden rules that apply while you're cross-selling and upselling. I mean, you can't really be pushy, right? So rule number 1 is make sure products are highly relevant. So they should make sense together. You don't just offer a car loan to someone opening a minor account for their 5-year-old, just random, And during target pressure, actually a lot of employees do that. So match products to life situations. So now if there's a home loan customer, they might need home insurance. If someone has a salary account, they may need a credit card. A senior citizen is always looking for health insurance, better pension plan. So, I mean, products should make sense together. Now, rule number 2, make it easy to say yes. Now, if adding a product, requires customer to fill 10 more forms or do a lot of research, visit you a lot of times, do a lot of stuff, it doesn't really make sense. You keep everything ready for them, have the information ready. Something like, sir, bas ek hi form sign karna and you'll get this card, something like that. Now, rule number three is, bundle with a discount. Like let's say there are three products, they individually cost 500 each, and together they may cost 800. So people love feeling they got a deal. सर आप होम लोन के साथ लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लोगे तो प्रोसेसिंग फी वेव हो जाएगी, समथिंग लाइक दैट. इट शुड लाइक everything together should make sense. Okay. Now let's look at some benefits of cross-selling and upselling. Of course, it helps in increasing sales. You work smarter, not harder. It helps increase average order value. So instead of one product per customer per visit, you're doing three. So same footfall, but triple results. It increases engagement. Now, customer who has 5 products with your bank won't switch banks easily, right? Then it increases customer satisfaction. Now, here's the beautiful part. When you suggest relevant products, customers, they really thank you. So you're not being pushy, you're being helpful. There's a big difference there. Now, this is how smart bankers think. So, like if you look at the table on the left side, this is what regular bankers think. Okay, I have these products to sell: mortgages, credit cards, insurance, term deposits, etc. Now, but what does a smart banker think? They think of it, they connect the dots. They see, okay, this customer is buying a house. What all does he need? So let's say if a customer comes to you, they tell you, I'm getting married. So okay, you may possibly help them with wedding loan, gold loan, joint account, life insurance, a travel card, forex card. So when a customer mentions a life event, your brain should automatically list related products, right? Now, someone comes to you, they say, I'm retiring. They need senior citizen account, pension products, health insurance, reverse mortgage. So train yourself to listen for life events. That's where the cross-sell opportunities are hiding. Now, if you look at this diagram, it shows how banks segment customers. Now, let me tell you why this matters for you. Now, different customers need different products, which is obvious, right? But I've seen bankers, offer credit cards to daily wage workers and pension plans to college students. Now, there's a quick guide. See, you need to segment your customers right in your head. So if there's a young professional, they would look for credit cards, forex card, personal loans, car loans, SIPs. If there's a senior citizen, you should be able to make out their preference for products would be fixed deposit, pension, health insurance, nomination updates, maybe helping them digitalize their banking. So don't just randomly pitch. Look at who's in front of you, what stage of life, what would genuinely help them. That is segmentation in practice. Now let's get practical. Now there are 7 tips, very basic tips that you can use while you engage at your work. So I call these common sense because they're not rocket science, but you'd be surprised how many banks don't do them consistently. So let's go through each one of them. Okay. Now start with the lowest hanging fruit. Now, what does that mean? What is the easiest thing to sell? Something that makes their existing product better. Now, customer who has a saving account but no debit card, it makes sense to offer them a debit card. Now, you should be able to go through your customer base and see how many have no debit cards, how many people have no mobile banking registration, how many people don't have nominations updated, how many people don't have any email or SMS alerts activated. These are very, very easy conversions. You can simply say, sir, आपका mobile banking activate कर देते हैं, 2 minute लगेगा. सर आपकी नॉमिनेशन अपडेटेड नहीं है, हम उसको अपडेट कर देते हैं. सो स्टार्ट विद द लोएस्ट हैंगिंग फ्रूट. इट इज लो एफर्ट, हाई सक्सेस रेट. Initially build your confidence before you tackle bigger products, right? then stay connected. See, this slide has a very painful truth. Now, read the quote mentioned here. Impressed with how much love my bank gave me when I opened accounts, never heard from them again except about new fees. Now, see, whenever a customer open a new account, we are very warm. Okay, welcome, sir. Here's a gift. Call me anytime. And after 3 months, we just disappear. And then we connect. We reach out to them after one year when they have to pay. When then they have to maintain their minimum balance, right? So obviously, customers don't feel loyal. You need to stay in touch. You need to not just reach out to them when you want something, but basic stuff like, birthday wish or festival greeting, like something like, sir, notice you completed 5 years with us, thank you. And then after you build that trust, and after that, if you suggest a product, it doesn't feel like a random sales call. It feels like a relationship. So relationship building is extremely important. Now, don't wait for the customer to ask. Watch for signals. You should have that eye to check. Okay, if has customer salary credits, have they increased? Do they qualify for a bigger home loan? Do they qualify for credit card loans? Do they travel? Do they make international payments, international transactions frequently? Then they need a forex card. Is the customer's FD maturing? Call before it matures, not after they've taken the money elsewhere. So you should have it within you to continually evaluate upsell opportunities. Now, when you're offering a personal loan to someone who just took one last month, now that's a bad timing. So you should, like, before you reach out to a customer, you should do a proper research, right? So right product at right time create magic. So it's a very simple thing to look out for. Now, your frontline staff are your biggest asset, or they can be your biggest liability too. Now, imagine a teller who processes transactions silently, and they, just keep saying, okay, next, next, next. Now, imagine a teller whose screen shows, okay, when they look up this customer's information, it shows, okay, this customer received a credit card offer last week. She has a salary account for 3 years. Offer her the card. So now the teller feels empowered to be able to do that. Give your people information and tools, not just targets. Have regular trainings. If your bank doesn't have this technology, at least do manual briefings, so that you don't just send your soldiers to battle without weapons. So your frontline staff is extremely important and should be well trained and well updated with the latest that you have to offer. Now, simplest trick in the business is ask for referrals. This is literally free business that most bankers leave on the table. If you know the customer is happy, just ask, sir, आप अच्छे आप I can feel that आप हमारी सर्विस से खुश है. आपकी कोई फैमिली ऑफिस में है जो अपना बैंक चेंज करना चाहेगा. So people trust recommendations from friends, family more than advertisements. So our existing customer, sort of has already pre-sold you. Now, if your bank has a referral program with rewards, even better. Both parties benefit. Now, this is the cheapest customer acquisition method. You just need you need to build the habit of asking. Now, see, different customers respond to different channels. So you have to leverage both your offline and online channels. Your 60-year-old FD customer will not check emails. So send them a letter, give them a call. Your 25-year-old salary account holder lives on their phone. Push notifications, send them WhatsApp messages. See, some people need to see ads multiple times before they act, right? Same message, multiple touch points, and that's how you personalize. Now, dear customer is sounds very lazy. You should address them with their last name. You should make interactions personalized and target the audience as per their segments, right? And the last one, which is very crucial, is always include an offer. So see, with offer, when you go to a customer with an offer, so you're pre-approved for this card, or you're pre-approved for this loan, or you have an offer going on, I can waive a first year fee for, say, ABC card, then the customer feels privileged. The customer should feel that they're getting something because of their relationship with you. Now that you're trying to meet your, not because you're just trying to meet your targets, right? Reward loyalty, acknowledge tenure, make them feel special. सर आप हमारे oldest customers में हो, ये offer सिर्फ आपके लिए है. You know, it works every time. So let me leave you with this thought before, the final case study we discuss. Create a network, market, and always sell a bouquet of products. So don't just sell one flower, sell a bouquet. A complete solution. Customer का एक problem आया, आप एक solution दोगे, तो competitor next problem solve कर देगा. But customer का अगर एक problem आया and आप पूरा bouquet दोगे, आप सारे products, all related solutions if you're offering, that customer is yours for life. And the bottom quote is real secret. Be economical, convenient, and communicate effectively. So you should be easy to deal with. You should stay in touch, offer value. That is winning in banking. Trust is what banking today. So let's move on to the final segment of our session today. We'll go through a case study with, some explanation and solution. So let's put it all the learnings together in this case study. Now, Maria is a customer who walks into your branch. She wants a personal loan for home renovation. Okay. Now, if you were the relationship manager, what would you do? Think for a moment, what products could she need? What questions would you ask? See, again, like we have to approach it like a genuine helper, genuine human who's wanting to help the customer. So you should be, the first principle is to be a consultant and not a salesman. So Maria came for a personal loan. A lazy banker will just process the loan and say goodbye. But like you all correctly mentioned, a smart banker will explore a lot of opportunities, like why does she need renovation? Is she selling the house? Do they have a new baby in the house? Are the parents aging? Are the aging parents moving in the house? What's her budget? Can she afford the EMI? What are her financial goals? So this isn't being nosy. This is understanding her situation so that you can help. Only when you understand her life situation, you can suggest the right products. So let's just go through them step by step. So of course, step one is you show genuine interest. Maria ji renovation के लिए loan तो हो जाएगा. आपको बताओ आपको करना क्या है? You're just going to renovate your kitchen, bathroom. Is it the full house? So when you ask these questions, you are trying to build a rapport. Now in this situation, the customer feels heard. Maria feels heard. And not processed. It gives you information for better suggestions. It opens doors for all relevant cross sell. So before you even cross sell, we need to understand what her life situation is, right? If it's a big renovation, she maybe need a bigger loan. If it's for renting out, if she's looking to build an income, maybe she needs rental income insurance. Okay. So listen first, ask all the right questions, and then sell later. Now, be very transparent. There shouldn't be any hidden surprises. Tell her very clearly what is the interest rate, how it compares to others, total EMI, tenure options, processing fee, prepayment charges, everything. Now, why is transparency so important? Because if she finds out about hidden charges later, she'll never trust you again and she'll tell 10 other people about it. So, trust ek bar gaya to gaya, right? So you have to make sure she can actually afford the EMI. Don't just oversell and create an NPA. Now, let's take an example of a smart cross sell, which is HELOC, right? So let's say Maria wants a personal loan, but does she own her house? Does she have equity? You need to, ask these questions and get a clarity on these questions. Because you may come to a conclusion that a home equity line of credit, which is HELOC, might be better for her. That has lower interest than personal loan. It is more flexible. So this is cross-selling done right? You're not just pushing a random product. You're genuinely offering something that might help her more than what she asked for. So, you can very swiftly, politely, you can say, Maria ji, personal loan to दे देंगे, but आपके घर में equity है क्या? You know, why don't you consider HELOC? Interest कम पड़ेगा, मैं explain कर दूँ. So you really need to help the customer and be there for them. Now, go beyond the transaction. So, you know, once you're done with the loan, check about their overall finances. आपके पास emergency fund है क्या? Retirement का आपने क्या plan करा है? See, this might feel forward, but customers appreciate this because most customers, they don't, in India especially, they don't have a financial plan. They're just winging it. So if you can be her financial guide, her financial go-to person, she'll never go to another bank and she'll bring her whole family to you. That is what relationship banking sounds like. Now, easy win with credit cards. See, renovation means shopping, right? You have to get hardware done, paint, furniture, redecor, like all of you mentioned. So, you know, you need to really like show concern and ask, yeah, since you're renovating, how are you planning these finances? Then you can sort of pitch in ki credit card pay, you know, home improvement stores pay extra cash back milega. Something like that. Because see, she's going to spend that money anyway. So आप value ही add करोगे. But before you add that value, you can't just be pitching products. You need to really understand what her situation is. So that way, it's going to be a win-win win situation, right? So the objective is to make her life easy. You know, हम आपका ऐप डाउनलोड कर देते हैं, हम आपकी EMI ट्रैकिंग आपको सिखा देते हैं, आप एक्सपेंसेस हमारी ऐप पे कैसे मैनेज कर सकते हो, रेनोवेशन बजट कैसे कंट्रोल रख सकते हो. सो दिस इज अगेन लो हैंगिंग फ्रूट. इसमें इतना कुछ एफर्ट नहीं लगेगा आपका, like we discussed earlier. But when she's using your app daily, she's engaged. She'll see everything. So engaged customer becomes a loyal customer who eventually gets you more business. So it is just 2 minutes of your time which can set you up for a lifetime value for you and your customer both. Now, see, follow up and support is what genuinely makes you different. Now, most bankers disappear after the loan is dispersed. You're out of sight, out of mind. But say, like, you know, as a human, if you just call them after 1 month, कि मारिया जी कैसा चल रहा है renovation, आपका loan amount sufficient है, कोई problem तो नहीं आ रही, app आप use कर पा रहे हैं कि नहीं, then she'll be shocked, you know, कि बैंक से follow up कैसे आया, आज तक तो नहीं आया, wow. Now, this builds loyalty that no competitor can steal. She'll remember you, she'll recommend you, and next time she needs anything financial, she'll call you first. That's the game. See, the game is not just one transaction, it's a lifetime relationship. I mean, even in my personal journey, I've had bankers, you know, when my relationship manager moved branches, I actually, in my head, thought of getting my loan in that relationship manager's bank because I was more comfortable there, you know, things like that. So you need to build that trust. So that was about it. This session, we tried keeping it very simple, very basic. We just wanted to touch upon the you know, the basic things, the low hanging fruits that we avoid when it comes to banking. Something as simple as this can genuinely lead to better sales. So cross selling is, you know, we should know that cross selling is helping, it's not pushing. So think of life events, not products. Start with basics, stay connected, always offer value, follow up, support. So these are the basics that sort of conclude our session today. And before I hand it over to Gulati sir to, you know, say to conclude the session, I would just like to remind you about Banking Quest. I'm sure all of you are aware of what we do. You can check out our website www.bankingquest.com. We have several banking related programs. We are also accredited DRA hosting platform. We help with hiring, recruitment, all end-to-end banking solutions that you can think of. You can reach out to us. You can check out our YouTube channel and feel free to reach out to Gulati sir, Varun and I.